I'm going down now to check on my wall fencing project on the road going to my park paradise, Eco Park Paradise. So I want to share with you that I was shocked with what Old B, my husband, was telling me this morning. He wants a koi carp pond. So I said, you can have your koi carp pond, but I don't want anything to do with it. I won't clean it. I won't feed it. You do it yourself. I'm arrange the procurement of materials and the build, but I'm not gonna be participating on it because usually when I say that, that will be just forgotten. Then he won't have a koi carp pond because actually we had a pond before in our guest house and we had some goldfish. And Olby was wondering one day, all the fish are dying. But I didn't tell him that one of our dogs before, named Cotton, who passed away already, used to swim on the pond and just stay there and wait for the fish to come up and start eating them. So I just told Olby that your fish are dying. They're dead. But actually, it's my dog who's been swimming there and staying there in the pond, just floating and start eating the fish. So I get rid of the pond. But it doesn't seem to work because he wants a koi carp pond again this time. Not a goldfish pond, but a koi carp pond. So let's just wait and see how far I can let him forget the idea. But he's been wanting to have this koi carp pond for a very long time now. So here I am, arriving on the site of the not the budget bungalow, sorry, the fencing project for my eco park, because I was looking at the budget bungalow. So you can see we have a few hollow blocks been stuck on the side because I sent Julito and Daloy to buy some more hollow blocks because we need it for our next wall here on the side. So Junels is digging in the next trench that we're gonna pour. So that's 1, 2, 3 columns now. This is what it looked like as of the moment in here in my road towards the eco park. So you can see that Junelle is the only one digging as of the moment. This morning it was Deloy and Old Lito, but now it's only Junelle because I'm sending the Julito and Deloy to pick up some hollow blocks because the hollow blocks is only 10 pesos and 50 cents if you pick them up, and you also get the additional all the different cuts. They'll give it to you, whereas if you compare it to delivery, will be 13 pesos each if they deliver. So because since I have a multi-cab, it won't take me long to pick it up. And like I said, you even have extras like those cuts. They're not part of the one that you pay. They just give it to you to carry on. So you might have like 20 to 30 pieces already cut from their broken in the factory, so you can have it free. But if you think about it, if I save more if I have it pick up, it's only down the road because 6 is quite heavy. And like I said before, this is a better quality hollow blocks than the one that we use in the budget bungalow. I was even sitting down on one. If I'm watching them pour this, I'll be sitting down. So like I said, I mentioned a while ago that I'll be filing 3 more levels on the wall to avoid them throwing their rubbish over the fence. If I had just put interlinked chains, so I decided to make the fence higher. Oh, anyway, the footings will allow it because it is poured for higher wall, not just this kind of fence. So you can see that we're getting it ready to be filed on the top of the fence, because I cannot tolerate this, that they keep on chucking their rubbish over my side, because they can still reach it. So here you can see that there's 3 holes for the footing columns that is already ready. So but Janelle decided to continue digging instead of doing the rebars. He'll just do the rebars tomorrow, and like I said, he can continue make for the 4 or 5 columns, because Daloy will be continuing the dig while he's making the rebars. Oh, I got a very interesting comment from Chosen One, because I didn't even notice it myself, because it's a common sight here in the Philippines that the males usually have half naked, taking their shirt off. And it's a common scene that it's, as a Filipino, watching it all your life. Even my brothers and my father just take off their shirt. It's very hot here. And it's not like done for any other purposes. It's just to make yourself cooler. That's why they're taking off their shirts. I have never noticed it, to be honest, because it's a common thing when you're growing up, that every male that you do meet from your neighborhood, even from school, after we go out in high school, the classmates are taking off their shirt because it's hot. But that's another interesting video that I'm gonna feature. What are the different, what are the source of thing, like maybe some of the foreigners like find it strange, like going around half naked. Even with the girls, they don't even wear bra. So that will be interesting to see the different sort of the Filipino way that I want to feature in my video. I'm lighting up the dried grass around here on my plots. This is the JT plots, so it's cleared when we walk, because some of them is still full of thorns, but I'm just watching it. It won't go far so much, then I'll just spray water on it. So because you can see the grass has started to dry up, but on that side where it's not beyond the boundary, it's not that brown, so it will not burn. Only the part on where it's this dry, I'm sure. We've been putting fire on the dried ones, especially this one is full of thorns, because we've been spraying it with weed killer. Some are still green. So the one I have started there has already died off, because others are still green. So you've got a few embers left, but most of it has died off now. So the remaining one here in the middle were all the thorns. So we are burning on certain places where the dried ones are, because it's really thorny. Because we want to clear it to the bare ground, and it'll be easier so that the thorns will not grow back. Then we see the topography of the land without the weeds and the thorns. Awan ano?
Dito kaya ang kanang mga layaan na di am nakipalabay nga rin.
Oh. Ay, napaong na ah.
Mangga niya. Ako mag-iisa nga rin dapat ikuha ko.
So, some of the old leaves of the palm tree has burned but dried off now. I mean, killed off it. So it's at least it's making the palm that drops from this pine tree smaller now to keep on the rubbish bin. It's still burning on the back. That's just the old one. So when this is all cooled down, then we can clear out some of the, put it on the bean bags, rubbish bags, and there's the bulk of the thorny ones there in the middle. So when it's all clear, we can see the proper shape of the land, and it's easier as well to walk up and down from this one if the thorns are not on the way. Like some brambles and stuff. So that's what I burned, and they just helped me a little bit on this brambles because it's really hard to burn them. You need to have a big dried one underneath, but it still start to die. There's a pile of dried kogun on that end near the turners, but it's now starting to die. Here on this side, JT's lot, I will put back the banner again, but I thought that it's gonna burn the whole tree, but no, it only stops where the green ones are. So tomorrow these brambles, I will burn that again. So I'm still watching this one that's remaining here on this side. They're still moving on, and on the front where there's dried stuff, dried grass, das bramble is the one that one is very thorny. It's really hard to kill them unless you put a real accelerator underneath, like very dry palm of this palm tree branch. It's still going on. So you can see clearly, I mean slowly clear, the topography of the land. Most of this left side, which is JT's lot now, and the middle one, the end of the week will be clearing out most of the weeds and the brambles, because I can't live here because because the fire is still going on. Although it's an open field, there's no electric or something. But the more that it's burning, that's better, because this is the thorny part over here. This is mostly grass on the left side, but from the middle towards the end are very thorny. Now you can see, and then we can cut some of the bushes there, and here you got the view. I think JT can already see the view. We haven't cleared out most of the thing on the front yet, but you can already see it. Then we will cut all those big palm trees. So this is what we are. This is the end of the day. They have dug the trench for 4 columns and 1, 2, 3 for the wall filing, but I think it won't take them long to have another 4 here, and then will be 5 columns. Because while the Janelle is doing the rebars forming, they'll pick up the last 100 blocks, because I told them to buy 500. This is the 400, so there'll be 100 for tomorrow. And then when they come back, Daloy can continue digging this one. Only a few more digging left, and then that will be including for the pudding that they're gonna pour in the afternoon. So that's the hollow blocks that we bought, 6-inch at 10 pesos and 50 cents each. Pakapi na dong. Again, I think they're about 30 blocks. That's like half. That's included with a pickup. More than 30, they said.